Oh my gosh, I look like a wealthy man's wife. Hey guys, Kalila here. You know what? Pausing the intro, I'm gonna start putting my name here so that people know how to spell it, because like I always speed run my name like, hey guys, I'm Kalila, welcome to another video, and I'll be like, Kawa? Yeah, so I'll put my name here somewhere so that you guys can see what I'm actually saying. But hey guys, my name is Kalila. Welcome to another podcast. Welcome to the KopyKali Knitting Podcast number 5. I have to remember to look each time. I keep forgetting to look at what the last number was, but I'm pretty sure it's number 5. Editing Kalila, am I right? Yes, yes, no, yes, no. Hopefully it's yes. But I don't know, I love making these videos. I feel like I might just stick with making podcasts on this channel, honestly, because they're the only videos that really give me joy here. Because when it comes to filming project videos, you know, project-centric videos, like the last video I did was on this cardigan and it was fun to make, but I can't stand pulling out my camera every however often to film little parts of my process and my progress, and it's just like I feel like it stunts like my actual progress, because I have to make sure I get the right angle, I have to make sure I film this and film that, remember to film that, and I just want to do a project without having to think about filming it. So I'm not gonna do those kind of videos anymore. I think I'll just stick with podcasts and probably vlogs, but vlogs only if I'm doing something like going out or something. So you'll probably just see podcasts for a little while. I will try to do podcasts like every 2 weeks or so, because I have been speed knitting for some reason. And I'm not even trying, it's just that I knit like 10 to 12 hours a day, sometimes more. Like yesterday, I was knitting for like, I wasn't knitting the entire time, but I stayed up for like 22 hours because Kahila, my sister, Crochet with K, she was doing a 24-hour challenge, and so I stayed up with her. I wasn't filming or anything, but I was like, let me just stay up. I stayed up. I usually wake up at like 6 a.m. and then I stayed up till 4 a.m. So I got 22 hours. I stayed up 22 hours and I went to bed at like 4 because I was like, I'm sorry, I can't make it to next 2 hours. I'm too tired. But it was actually not bad at all. I've done it so many times. My body's like, oh yeah, we're doing this again. All right, let's get ready. So I knitted a lot, but okay, the point of that, let me circle back. The point of all of that is to say I knit for so many hours a day because it's all I do every single day, that I think I will be able to do a podcast every 2 weeks. Yeah. Anyway, let's get started. I'm going to show you what I'm wearing. You guys would have already seen it if you follow me on Instagram or if you watched my previous video, but let me show you anyway, just in case you haven't. This is the April cardigan by PetiteKnit. I will show you, looks like here. I did the size medium. I do not gauge swatch, so you know, the medium could look different on other people. It fits well on me. The measurements came out exactly how it needs to be, so I guess technically it is still the medium, even though I didn't gauge swatch. Anyway, these buttons, oh my gosh, I am so in love with these buttons. I got them from this small shop on Amazon. I didn't know Amazon had small shops on them, you know, like I know that there were people ran, but I didn't know that like you could actually have your own little shop on there. But anyway, I got them from some small business on there. It is so cute. I didn't think I'll be someone who liked pearls, but I like the pearls. Okay, they are so nice. I have my what is this called? Finished knit projects for 2022 notebook. And this was the first thing I finished this month in July. And I started it June 20th and I finished it July 3rd. So it took me 13 days to finish. Oh, my alarm's going off to drink water. It took me 13 days. So almost 2 weeks, literally a day from 2 weeks. And I used 4mm needles, and I use the yarn called Lover by Sorella. I will pop up pictures of all of these things so that you guys can see, because it looks totally different from like what the actual cardigan looks like. Like the yarn looks totally different, the color anyway. And I got that last year from her Taylor Swift collection, and as I have said many times, I'm not someone who cares for variegated yarns, but that was when I just started knitting, and I was just wanting, and I was just getting into what do you call it? Natural yarns. Even though this is a superwash yarn, but it was wool. I was just getting into wool and stuff, and I was just like, oh my gosh, let me get it. It's so pretty, and I bought it. But now, like, moving forward, I'm only gonna get variegated yarns for hats and socks. Anyway, that is the yarn that I used, and I paired it with Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in a color soft peach. Bro, I was looking through my projects and I realized this is the third time I'm using this color mohair for my projects. The first time I used it was for my Sunday sweater by PetiteKnit. The second time I used it was for my It's Not a Sweatshirt by Knitting for Olive. And the third time, did I say second time before? The second time. Now the third time I used it for my April cardigan. I was like, bro, I just love this color, because even though it's a peachy color, it's kind of neutral. You know, it's like a neutral peach. It's not pinky, it's not too yellowy, and it's just like the perfect color, I guess. And it just like, look at how it transformed this. It just made it like a nice muted, beautiful color, and I'm so obsessed. I blocked it, of course. The mohair is so soft. Like, I can feel the mohair on me, but it's not prickly and it's not scratchy. It doesn't make me itch or anything. But I don't think I'm sensitive to mohair at all, even though I do have sensitive skin. I had eczema like most of my life, and only recently it has gone away, like the past few years. So I would say I have sensitive skin, and mohair just feels so good on me. I don't know, maybe I like feeling the fact that I made this sweater, you know, like feeling the mohair makes me feel like, oh my gosh, like it's handmade. I don't know, that's weird. Anyway, that is what I paired it with. The Lover yarn is a fingering weight yarn. And thoughts on this pattern? Oh my gosh, beautiful, love it. It was so easy. This was my second cardigan, but I want to deem it as the first one because the first one that I did was just so easy. It was just like a basic blah, 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 cardigan where it's like, I mean, I guess it was easy, okay? And this one, and it had seaming, I think. Did it have seaming? Or you had to like pick up stitches. Anyway, I guess, okay, this is my second cardigan. Forget what I said. This is my second cardigan, and I loved the construction. The construction had like shoulder increases and then sleeve increases and then raglan. Yeah, and then raglan increases, and then you knit. How was this knit? Oh my gosh, I forgot. I forgot because this isn't knit in the round at all. Did I knit flat? Oh, okay, I remember. Okay, so this is kind of V-necky, if you can see here, and in the pattern it doesn't, okay, it specifies like right before doing I don't know, as you're doing like the different increases here, you also have to do increases here, but it doesn't remind you in the pattern. Like, it reminds you like, hey, remember to do like increases here, but at the same time you're working the shoulder increases and the sleeve increases and the raglan increases, and in that section of the raglan increases, sleeve increases, it doesn't tell you like, hey, remember to do this. It just like at the end of each section it's like, hey, remember you're supposed to be doing increases. So it's very easy to like get tripped up and forget to do these increases. So I wouldn't say this is like beginner friendly. I would say it's like advanced beginner, But like a beginner can do it if you just pay attention, you know, just read every instruction and you'll get it. It was so easy to me though, like so freaking easy. It's just plain stockinette, you know, and I just love how it turned out. I love the length of the sleeves. They're so perfect. And I love knitting. Okay, I'm just obsessed with knitting, and I can talk on and on about this cardigan, but I'm just so excited to wear this out, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. It's perfect. And I realized the differences between buttons and button terms and stuff, and I used shank buttons, which are buttons that have like that little hole in the back, and it's like a thick square in the back of it instead of like holes through the button, and I like that. And I watched a tutorial on how to sew that to a garment, and it's so easy. I think I'll keep getting buttons like that. So that is my first finished project and also what I'm wearing. The next finished project that I did for the month of July is, oh my gosh, hold on, the Terrazzo Sweater by PetiteKnit. I have been wanting to do this sweater for a year. I wanted to do it, like I saw it for the first time when I was still crocheting and I didn't have any plans to learn how to knit, but I just loved the way it looked. I loved the colors and everything, and I was just like, this is so nice. This is very nice. Oh my gosh, you can knit that? I wonder if you can crochet it. Literally anything knit that I saw, I was like, I wonder if you can crochet it. Now that I paused, I feel like I'm speaking very quickly, but this is just, I feel like I'm speaking with my sisters, because with my sisters, we just speed talk. But anyway, yeah, I've been looking at this for like a year, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love it so much. And now that I know how to knit, I was like, heck yeah, this is going on my list of things to knit. And I bought the yarn for it last year at a local yarn shop, and I got Noro Kakigori in a color Naha, or colorway Naha, and it is dang, I don't even have a skein with me. Should I go get one? Yeah, I guess I should. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So this is the yarn here, Noro Kakigori, and it is 50% cotton, 30% silk, 10% viscose, and 10% polyamide. It is 200 grams, and it has 600 meters in one. Yes, 600 meters in one. Isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh. And people thought I was crazy for knitting a sweater in the middle of the summer, but this is cotton and silk. This is literally a summer yarn, okay? Yes, I did pair it with mohair. Okay, I did pair it with mohair, but listen, we have AC in the States, okay? So I know, and many of the people who are like, oh my God, we're European people. And apparently in Europe, you guys don't have ACs. Like, I guess it's not a thing. And here in California, since it's mostly hot year round, we have ACs that blast freaking winter weather inside the house. So it's always cold in a house for me during the summer, most of the year. So it's so easy for me to knit on things with wool and mohair and everything, because it's not hot unless I go outside. So anyway, but this is a cotton and silk blend with some polyamide and viscose, so it is very much a summer yarn and very easy to make a sweater without overheating or anything if you are interested. I did pair it with mohair, and this is a DK weight yarn. The pattern calls for a fingering weight and a mohair, and even though this is DK, it is very thin. And when I was making, I wasn't making a swatch, well I guess I was making a swatch, but just to see color combinations, and I was like, I want to use the recommended needle size, and it would be too loose with just this alone. So I was like, okay, I have mohair that I'm probably not going to use for a long time, even though I had already planned to pair this mohair with another project, but that project was literally not in any plans that I have for the near future. So I was like, let me just snatch this mohair. Okay, I'm speaking so... anyway, let's get to the point. I used an entire skein of this plus another one, and this is what I had left of the second one. So one whole one of this and like 3/4 of this. This is what I... oh my god, oh, hair. And 3/4 of this. This is what I have left, and I'm so happy that that's all I needed to use. Even though I have 2 fat skeins of this left plus this, I'm going to make the June top because I saw Alexandra make the June top with this exact yarn, and now my camera turned off, and I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna do that too. So that's what, I don't know when I'm gonna do that, but anyway, let me show you the sweater. I'm talking about the sweater and I'm not even showing you guys. This is, where's the front? This is the front. This is the Terrazzo sweater. Oh my gosh, it blocked out so beautifully. I'm obsessed. Okay, this is the Terrazzo sweater. Okay, it's so wrinkled. I had it folded and stuff, bro. This is it. Terrazzo sweater by PetiteKnit. Look at the back. I love how you can tell what the front and the back is. This did not have German short rows, by the way. No German short rows. But this is the front. This is the back. And I loved this pattern. There was one thing that I did not love about this, and I will get to it later, but I loved the construction of this, and I'm so happy that I did the April cardigan because the Terrazzo sweater is kind of worked similarly. It has the shoulder increases, the sleeve increases, and the raglan increases, but what's different is that you actually connect this in the round, you know, and oh, it was so good. You work the collar after everything, so you pick up stitches for the collar. I don't ever count what I'm supposed to pick up for the collar because at the end of the day, I don't care. I know how to pick up stitches in a way where it won't be too much or too little, and I don't ever count them because I just don't. Anyway, I did the size medium, and this is how the colorway came out. It looks really nice. There's like no pooling or anything, and I used two different skeins, you know? Not that I care about pooling, honestly, but it's nice to see everything just flow so nicely. I think I may take pictures in this today. Maybe. But I used, the mohair I used was Knitting for Olive Dusty Artichoke. You know, everybody raves about Dusty Artichoke, and for good reason, because Dusty Artichoke is bomb, okay? It is so beautiful, and I need to buy more so that I can match that cone that I have again. I used 3.5 skeins of mohair, I believe. Was it 3.5? I know I dipped into the 4th one, but I didn't use all of it, so I'm pretty sure it was 3.5. Or was it 4.5? It was either 3.5 skeins or 4.5 skeins. And let me show you the color of this compared to the sweater so you can see how much the mohair changed the color. Okay, this is the yarn. This is the sweater. Isn't that crazy how much mohair can change something? Like, this is so colorful and everything, and then this is so muted and more green. Like, I am so happy with my yarn choice. At first, I was gonna do a brown mohair with this. It was too muddy. Way too muddy. I got to like, I don't know. It wasn't too far, but I did a significant amount, and I was just like, yeah, I don't like this at all. If I find a picture, I will pop it up here. You can see what I originally went with, and I was like, no. So I went with the Dusty Artichoke, and that was the best decision ever. Like, this sweater, so pretty. So this was my first time doing twisted rib. I always hear people rave about twisted rib because they like how like neat it looks. Honestly, it's all right. I do prefer my nice regular ribbing, but this is cute too. I like how it gives it a design feature, but it's not something I'll do all the time. Oops, I kicked my camera. It's not something I would do all the time because I feel like it's a design feature, because it really does change the look of your project, in my opinion. It's not ugly or anything. I just wouldn't do it. Like, I wouldn't do it for this or do it for this. Oh my gosh, speaking of this, I loved picking up this button band. It was over 300 something stitches, but I did not care. It was nice, it was beautiful. Yeah, anyway. Now, this was half twisted rib, so I twisted the knits, but not the purls. It was like, at first, but then as I got into a rhythm, it was nice, and I was like, oh my gosh, I like this. Okay, I really like this. I see why people like it. Then I got to the collar, and it's full twisted rib, okay? Which means you knit the knits through the back loop. Why did I say that? You knit the knits through the back loop for this, but not the purls. So you knit through the back loop, purl, knit through the back loop, purl. This, you knit through the back loop, you purl through the back loop. Huh? Ew. No. The reason for that in a pattern is said do full twisted rib because since the collar is going to be folded over, you want it to look the same here and here on the wrong side and the right side. But my thing is, no, it's right. Anyway, I was gonna say it looks the same here and here too, but it doesn't, so never mind. The designer knows what they're talking about. But that was hurting my wrist, okay? Not like a, oh my gosh, I'm in pain, but like a, oh my gosh, this is straining my wrist, purling through the back loop. And it was so slow. Oh my gosh. I literally just wanted to stop. And I was about to make this turtleneck short, but I wanted a tall turtleneck. Like I love long turtlenecks. Long, tall? Long when you're knitting it, tall when you're wearing it. High turtlenecks. I love high turtlenecks. Like, it's gonna come under my chin and just like look so nice. But this thing was making me so mad. Oh my gosh. I'm not doing that again. No, I will do it again. You know why it made me mad? Because I put myself on a time crunch. I realized how quickly I was knitting this, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can finish this in a week. And I was just like putting unnecessary stress on myself, and that's what was annoying me. But I started this July 3rd and finished it July 11th. So it took me 7.5 days to do this sweater. I used 5mm needles. Yeah, I used 5mm needles. And 5mm needles are big to me. Like, they're not huge. I feel like big needles really start, I don't know, at like 5.5mm. 5.5 and up, woo, those are big, okay? But 6 and up. I feel like 5 and 5.5 are like middle ground needles. But they were big because I had just come from doing a 4mm project, 3.5mm needles, and then I went to 5 and I was like, whoa! And I flew through the entire project, and it was beautiful. I feel like people think just because you knit something quickly that means you didn't enjoy the process. Heck no, I enjoyed every bit of this process, and I would do it again. I just wouldn't put myself on the time crunch just because it's going by quickly, because that was annoying, okay? I was just like, why would I do that to myself? Just so I can finish this in 7 days. Like, come on. Anyway, that was a beautiful sweater. I would 100% recommend it. It's knit flat first and then connect it in around. Then you do the body, you know, do the sleeves regularly. I don't think you decrease for the sleeves at all. Like this, you decrease for the sleeves so it can have a nice fit. But that one, you didn't at all. So that's cool. And I think that's it for that sweater. Yeah, and there are no German short rows. So how it's worked is the back is worked first, and then you connect it in the round. Like the back is worked like that. So imagine this is a panel, and then it's worked like this, and then you cast on stitches to connect it here. So you have all that back, and then this is where the front starts, right there. So imagine my thumb's longer, and that's the back, and that's where the front starts. So that's why you can see that like section on this sweater. Yeah, so no trim and short rows. So very beginner friendly, 100%. And you don't have to worry about doing increases to make a V-neck or anything like you did with here. But the construction is very similar, and I feel like this set me up to be able to do that one easily, which I loved so much. And that is my second finished project for the month. Whew, I talk so much, oh my gosh. So my last finished project for the month, it's actually a pair of socks. Oh my gosh. I love socks so much. Oh my gosh, knitting socks makes me so happy because I get to see beautiful yarn, beautiful variegated yarn just worked up so nicely, and it's just like, and it's just so cool that I can actually make my own wardrobe. Like, it's still fascinating to me that I can do this, especially with things like socks. Socks, look at this. Look at how pretty this is. These socks, I actually started this in, what was it, May. And I started it just so that I could have a project for the concert that I went to last month. And it turns out I brought another project to it, a different project to it, because I didn't get to the heel, and I was not about to work on the heel flap and gusset. Heel flap and heel turn at a concert. No, absolutely not. So I just took a plain stockinette project. It was my slipover. I took my slipover, and that was fun. But yeah, anyway, these sat on the back burner for a while until I got tired of making big projects, okay? I was just like, I need a palette cleanser. So I picked these bad boys back up and I finished it in 3 days. But, you know, it will seem like it took me 2 months, but actually it took me max 4 days because of the day that I worked on it. The day that I worked on it, I got all of that done right before the heel, and I didn't work on it for 2 months. And then I picked it back up, you know, when was it? Last week. Picked it up last week, finished it in 3 days, so 4 days total, I would say this took me. My favorite part of the sock, honestly, is doing these decreases on the toe. And then it makes this nice, it forms this nice thing. I don't know what it's called. I've heard people call it a wedge toe or something like that, but it just looks so nice, and it makes these beautiful, beautiful decreases. Oh, I need to talk about the yarn. Sorry. Okay, the yarn is Spiked Slushy by Red Door Fiber Studios. She's an indie dyer. Love her yarn. 99% of my stash is filled with her yarn because it's just so freaking beautiful. Okay, I'll say 75%, which is still a lot. And I bought this yarn last year. No, my sister bought this yarn last year. It was one of the first hand-dyed yarns that I got, and I was actually gonna crochet a sweater with it because I wasn't knitting when I first got this yarn. Let me do a thumbnail picture right quick. Hold on. Okay, thumbnail picture done. Anyway, yeah, what was I saying? My sister got it. Oh, it was one of the first hand-dyed yarns that I got, and I was just obsessed. I was gonna crochet a sweater with it. I had an entire sweater quantity of this, and I started the sweater and I stopped. I was just not interested anymore, and I took all the remaining skeins of yarn, wound it up, and I gave some to my sister Kahila, Crochet with Kay, and she made some socks with it as well. So we have matching spiked slushy socks. Look at how big this, every time I knit this and I like photograph it, it just looks so big because I have big feet. Well, it's not big, it matches my height, okay? I'm 5'9" and I wear a size 10 in women. So this makes sense, right? Right? Exactly. But it just looks like banana boat feet compared to other people's socks that I see. Like, their foot is just so short, and I'm just like, can't relate. But that is the third project that I had. Let's see what else. It's a fingering weight yarn. It is not a sock yarn, but I don't care. I will make socks out of any kind of yarn, whether it has strength than nylon or silk or anything in it. I don't care. I'm gonna make them because I like seeing them. Not necessarily gonna wear them, at least immediately. I want to have an entire drawer full of knit socks, and then I'll start wearing them. But honestly, I just like looking at them and seeing how the yarn works up. So yeah, and I use 2.25 millimeter needles on a 64 stitch count thingy. Yeah, and the pattern is CrazySockLady's vanilla socks. Love those. Those will probably be the only socks that I make, really, honestly, truly, because I'm not interested in all those intricate crazy socks. I bought the 52 weeks of socks, but only because I want a knit book and I want to just look through pretty designs, but not necessarily to knit them, because honestly I'm not interested in like cabled socks or this lace thing and blah 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 blah. No, especially not on super tiny needles and super tiny circumference. Not interested, but they're cute. I will always love seeing other people make them. Like, I see Tiffany make these socks all the time and I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're so pretty, they're so intricate. Could not be me, but I love seeing them. So those are all of my finished projects for the month. Whew. I was gonna have another finished project, but I stopped working on it diligently. I kept working on it every day, but I stopped like speeding through it because I just didn't feel like rushing through it just because I could. You know, sometimes I just want to chill through a project. And my camera's gonna turn off, so I will speak in a few seconds. It's not off yet? Okay. Okay, now that all of the finished projects are done being talked about, let's talk about my whips. I only have two. So I had 3 finished projects and I have 2 whips. One is a very active whip. I was literally working on it last night, or this morning, I guess, because I went to bed at 4 in the morning. So this morning, what time is it right now? It is 1:28 right now. I woke up at 10. I went to bed at 4 a.m. and I still got 6 hours of sleep. Like, and I feel great. I feel like I had the best sleep ever. This is my next project that will be finished hopefully today. Ooh. I love this. Anyway, hopefully today it'll be finished. But honestly, I'm not gonna count on it because it's already 1 o'clock and I'm kind of gonna just trudge through it lazily. Anyway, what is the project? It is the Anker Tee by PetiteKnit. The yarn that I'm using is the yeah. Why don't I have a full skein? Hold on, be right back. Okay, the yarn that I'm using is this yarn by Little Wing Fibers, a small indie dyer, and this is a fingering weight yarn. It's called Eco Sock. It is 437 yards per 100 grams, 85% superwash merino, and 15% biodegradable nylon. So that's nice, very cool. And the colorway is called Mrs. Darcy. This was part of her Pride and Prejudice launch. I have never seen or read Pride and Prejudice, but I know all about Mr. Darcy and his hand. You know, that scene, he goes like, after he like touches her hand or something. Anyway, I've just seen memes. So, this is the Anker Tee by PetiteKnit. And I realized after I had chosen the yarn to make this project that my Anker sweater is made in a similar colored yarn. Like, what are the odds? I made the Anker sweater last year, okay? And I'm making it in a similar color. And I made the Anker Tee, Anker sweater in Drops Baby Merino. So it's not even the same yarn. This is hand-dyed yarn, and that yarn is commercial yarn, and hair is on my lip. Okay. So it's crazy that I'm gonna have these similar items in similar colors, but that's cool. This is the sweater. I finished the body. I know, This looks like a toddler shirt, okay? Like this is it. No, this is not what the pattern recommends, okay? So don't think that if you see the Anker Tee, yeah, this Anker Tee, if you see the Anker Tee on like other people in PetiteKnit, you'll be like, what the heck is she making? I'm making a super cropped top, okay? I wear super high-waisted jeans that literally cover my belly button, and I want my top to like hit the top of it so that it can be like cropped, you know, like I raise my arm and like my belly is showing type of crop. That's what I want. So because this is superwash yarn, that means it's gonna stretch. So I decided to knit it to a certain length, which is very, very short. Like very short. This is my belly button here, and this is where it's at. Yeah. See, these, okay, look. High-waisted jeans, right? They cover my belly button. I want it to hit like this. Raise my arm, belly shows. So that is exactly what I want for this. And so when I block it, it's going to stretch out a lot. And I'm working on the sleeve here. The sleeves aren't going to be long at all. I'm literally, I think I'm like a couple centimeters away from finishing before the ribbing. So I think I have like 5 more rounds, and then I have the ribbing, and then I'll have this, and then I'll be done. Yeah.
Okay, so, sorry.
You're fine.
I'm doing my first double stitch. So I just slipped it, and I do like that.
And bring it back around.
Okay, like this?
If you're are you purling?
I'm purling.
Yeah, and then
do
bring
it like
back
that.
around.
Okay, that's what I did, but I was like, let me double check if the only thing that makes sense.
I can't believe this is your first time doing German short rows, bro. My sister is doing she's making a sweater with German short rows for the first time. It's not a sweatshirt. I recommended it to her for her to learn German short rows, because I feel like that explains it on a deeper level. How do I explain this? I feel like she'll be able to understand German short rows in different patterns, like the way people describe it in different patterns, if she uses this pattern to learn it, because then she'll know what other people are talking about. Yeah, anyway. This top. So that's why this top is so short, and it looks like a literal toddler top, but it's going to stretch out. And I'm almost done with this sleeve. That's not going to take long at all. It'll probably take like a couple hours. Then I'll do this one, and this one can take a few hours as well. And I can literally finish it today. So hopefully I'll finish it today, honestly, because I do want to block it out. And I'm so excited. Okay. Oh, I've used one entire skein, and then this is the second skein. So obviously I'm gonna have yarn left over, and this yarn, I have 2 more skeins of these left, and I will just save it for another project. Yeah. So that is my first whip. My second whip. My battery's about to die. Be right back. What was I talking about? Oh, my next whip. Yes, okay. My next whip is something that I started just so that I can have a palette cleanser later on, because I know I will need one, okay? I haven't casted on more socks, so I know that I will need this one. It is a beanie. Yeah, nothing much. I literally casted it on and was just mindlessly knitting. Oh, I love this yarn. I need this yarn in like a sweater's quantity, honestly. So this is the classic rib beanie by PurlSoho. That's what it looks like. Oh my gosh, it's just 1x1 rib forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And the yarn that I'm using is the yarn that Alexandra's Gone bought me, and it is called Vegan Gone, and it is alpaca and what else? Oh, 40% superfine alpaca and 40% merino wool and 25 and 20% nylon. So alpaca, merino, and nylon. I have it in this color and in this color. I have 2 in this and 2 in it. Yeah? Wait. 2 in this and 2 in this? Or 1 of this and 1 of this? No. 1 of this and 1 of this. I think it's just 1. Yeah. Because, yeah. 1 and 1. Okay. And I will be alternating skeins because I'm going to do a color blocking method. I'm going to do like 5 centimeters of this, 5 centimeters of this, 5 centimeters of this, 5 centimeters, until there are no more centimeters to do. And it's just going to be a nice striped kind of thing, you know? And that's what the beanie's going to look like. And I wanted to do it that way because I want to use both colors. Like, I don't want to use them by themselves, and there's not going to be enough of one for an entire beanie or the other for an entire beanie, so I might as well use them both together. And this is just going to be pretty because these colors, oh my gosh, these colors go so well together. This will be a nice Marseille sweater, you know, like, it's just beautiful. And these are the colors that I love. Oh my gosh, I need to buy more colors in this, but a sweater in this would be beautiful. Superfine alpaca and merino wool. Are you kidding me? Bro, this is going to be delicious. But yeah, this is just a project that I casted on to have for when I want to take a break from certain projects and I just want something small and mindless, because this is very much so mindless. It's literally just knit one, purl one forever. So the only thing I need to remember is to switch the colors, which will be very easy to do. And what else? I'm knitting that on 3.25 millimeter needles. The needles that I'm using are my Takumi clover needles. They're bamboo needles. So nice. So nice, so beautiful. 100% recommend them. What else? Oh, that's it for my projects. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy that I got through that. I feel like I talked a lot. I'm not done yet. You know, I'm just saying I'm done with like the projects and stuff. I have no acquisitions. I haven't bought any yarn. Proud of myself. I told myself I'm not buying any more yarn. I don't need any more yarn. It's so funny because I have not had the urge to buy yarn. So forget that, like, I told myself not to buy yarn. I have no urge to buy any because I am content with my stash. Like, I've gotten to the point where I'm content with what I have, especially since I planned out all of the projects for my yarn. So no yarn is just there for no reason, you know? Everything has its place. And also, I can change my mind, you know? I can be like, I don't feel like using this for this anymore. Like for my Dusty Artichoke mohair, it was literally for another project, and I was like, let me use it for this project. It's just, I'm just glad they're assigned something so that it's not just mindless, pointless yarn in my stash. I don't know. Kahila, my twin sister, and totally different. She cannot plan projects for her yarn because it just, that's just not how her brain works. Like, she doesn't like that. So she only plans like 3 to 5 projects in advance for her yarn, but her other entire stash, she's not gonna plan anything for it until she actually needs to start using the yarn. So that's weird, but you know, that's cool. Anyway, next I'm going to talk about the projects that I'm going to be doing next, because this is my last. Oh my gosh, I'm talking about all of this, right? And the one project that I'm actually going to do next, I don't even have, and I wasn't even going to talk about it. Be right back. I can't believe I was going to forget about this. This is literally the next project I'm gonna do right after this Anker Tee. The next one. And I wasn't even gonna remember. Wow, okay. Yeah, that's, wow, okay. Anyway. So now I'm gonna tell you about the next, oh my gosh, hold on. I wrote it down. Well, I was gonna tell you about the next 3 projects that I was gonna do, but it's gonna be my next 4 projects because I totally forgot about this one. My next project that I'm gonna do after the Anker Tee is going to be the Ripple Halter top by Jessie May. Jessie May Designs by Jessie May. Yeah, I freaking love her stuff. I have not had the chance to actually make anything from her because I have been focused on other stuff. But I do have a couple of her patterns, and this recent design that she made is one of them. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I need it. Now, I need it. I'm so glad I caught it when she was releasing it, because one thing I dislike so much is when I see a beautiful pattern and it's just going in for testing. Oh my gosh, my heart just breaks because I'm like, I need it now. I'm not gonna test it because I don't test. And yeah, oh my gosh, I saw this skirt today. Hold on, I'm sorry. I just have to show you guys the skirt that I saw today. And I'm just like, holy, okay, hold on. Let me go to it. I shared it on my story. This right here, look at that. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be a skort. So not just a skirt, a skort. So a skirt with shorts under it. And it's gonna be like added into the project. So it's not like you're gonna make shorts and then make a skirt. No, you're gonna make a skort. The shorts will be inset into the skirt. Oh my gosh. I need this, okay? I need this. Like, this is what I want. I want to make ribbed knit skirts forever. Like, I want one in so many different colors so I can just match with random tops. Oh my gosh. And I'm not someone who was actually interested in knitting bottoms, but if it's gonna be that, heck yeah. Wait, I need my phone to turn back on. But if it's gonna be that, my phone doesn't recognize me now that I have bangs. Okay, anyway. If it's gonna be that, I'm gonna make it. Yeah, 100%. And it's gonna be mindless because it's just ribbing. Oh my gosh. Anyway, my next project is gonna be the Ripple Halter top by Jessie made. And the yarn that I'm gonna use is, boom, Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the color Copper. I love that it's like so close to my skin color because it's gonna look so nice. There's like mohair on this. It's gonna look so nice. But there's a catch. I'm turning it into a dress. Yes, I have 12 balls of this. I was originally gonna make the camisole number 2 into a dress, but that's bottom up. I don't like bottom up, so I frogged it. Did I frog it or did I dump it? I think I frogged it. And yeah, I frogged it because I was like, I'm not wasting pure silk. No. And I'm gonna do the Ripple Halter top instead, and I'm going to turn it into a dress. I'm not gonna do any increases. I'm not doing any modifications. I'm just making it long. Literally, that's it. But what about for it to fit over your bottom half? Don't care. I want it to be like a snug fit. And I'm gonna make the size small, even though my bottom half is significantly larger than my upper half. I don't care because that means it's 2x2 ribbing. So that means it's going to be stretchy anyway, and it's going to stretch out very nicely on my body, and it's gonna be nice. So I don't know how long it'll be lengthwise. I just know that I'm just gonna use up like all of the skeins of my yarn. And however long that turns out to be is however long I'm going to make it. And I'm so freaking excited to make this because I want this to be my August project. Like the entire month of August, that's the only thing I'm working on until I'm done with it. Like 100%, okay? And right after like so when I get to the bottom part of it, of the top, I want to get to a point where it's just 2x2 ribbing forever so that it can be a mindless knit. So I can just literally just knit on it. It's knit on 3.25mm needles. Easy peasy. I love 3mm to 4mm. Like that is my favorite favorite needle size to knit with. It's beautiful. Like this is knit. Oh my gosh, I didn't tell you guys. This is knit on 3mm needles. Yeah, 3mm needles, and I love it so much. I'm using Chalgu needles because I do not have 3mm needles on anything else. Like the sets that I have, they don't come with 3mm. Two of my sets, my noodle sets, the lowest number is 3.25mm, and then 2 of my other sets, the lowest number is 3.5mm needles. Yeah. So I bought fixed circulars in the Chalgu needles in 3mm and below. So my 3, 2.75, 2.5, 2.25. Those are all ChiaoGoo fixed circulars, which I'm totally fine with. That doesn't bother me at all. But yeah, that's gonna be my literal next project after this. And it's in a color that I love so much. Like this copper color. If I could get a yarn, this color, and like every kind of yarn, wool, oof, alpaca, that would be nice. But yeah, we'll see how this turns out. I will keep you guys updated because you'll probably see it in a few podcasts. Oh my gosh. I'm saying that this is going to be my only project that I'm doing, which means what am I going to show you in a podcast? Maybe I'll finish it quicker than I think. Hopefully my lipstick didn't go on the bottom. I want just my top lip to be dark and then my bottom lip to be like, I'm going for Kim Possible. Kimmy! Yeah. Or Shigo, you know. Their upper lip is dark and then like the bottom one is just plain. Yeah. Anyway. Hopefully I finish this quicker than I think. I wonder if I can finish it in 2 weeks. That would be cool. If I'm only knitting on that, like I can try to knit on it like 15 hours a day. Yes, for those of you who try to tell me every time to take care of my wrists, don't worry. I take care of my wrists. I'm not gonna knit for 15 hours and not take care of my wrists, okay? That's stupid, you know? But I know you guys just like, I get a lot of DMs, like a lot of DMs about it whenever I'm like, yeah, I knit this, blah, 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 blah. People are like, oh my gosh, your wrists. I'm like, my wrists are fine. Trust me. I have not had any pain in my wrists ever. I've only had fatigue where it's like, girl, your hands are tired, stop knitting. But like, not, I'm in pain, I can't knit forever, you know, type of thing. Yeah. So don't worry, my wrists will be fine. And it's on 3.25 millimeter needles, which is fine. Like, I've been working on this for a week. It's on 3 millimeter needles, and you know, I have a lot done. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, that's my next project. So after that, the rest of these are not in order. This one I'm definitely doing like next week, okay? But the next 3 that I talk about, these can be done in any order. There's no specific order. Let's start with the Novice Slipover. I'm gonna do Novice Slipover. I'm gonna pop up pictures. I'll always pop up pictures because I like visual representation in videos, and I know that other people do too, so I will grant that for you, you know. Give that to you. Why did I say grant? Come on. Anyway. The Novice Slipover. The Novice Slipover is knit on 5 millimeter needles. I didn't realize until later. I knew it was like a thick project. Hold on, this is so... Anyway, I knew it was a thick project. But I was like, oh my gosh, 5 millimeter? Which is cool because everything that I've been knitting so far has been on like 3 to 4 millimeter needles. And I'm like, maybe I need a little thicker project so that I can... Sorry, so that I can just dabble with different needle sizes. So I'm like, Novice Slipover. As soon as I saw the Novice Slipover, I was like, oh, I want it. So I have this yarn that I'm gonna use for it. This was the plan, you know, I planned my projects in a video, you know, so this was for the Novice Slipover. And I have 4 skeins of this and 4 skeins of mohair. This is my first time buying. This was my first time buying hand-dyed mohair. My camera's about to shut off, but this is beautiful. So beautiful. I knew it was gonna shut off as soon as I said that. Yeah, so beautiful. And I was just like, anyway, this is birthday yarn. I bought it last year for my birthday. Yeah, so I have 4 of these and 4 of these. And I'm going to double strand this. And double strand, the project calls for the medium, it's like 800 something meters. And this is 1800 something meters altogether. No, yards. It calls for 830 something yards, and this is like 1800 yards altogether, which means it's like 900 yards if I double strand it, which is perfect, so perfect. And then I'll have a strand of mohair. So I'll use 2 strands of this, 1 strand of that, triple stranding and making the Novice Slipover. It's going, Novice Slipover, right? Yeah. It's going to be so beautiful. This is a fingering weight yarn. It is called Faux Fur. It is 75% merino, 25% nylon. I love a 75-25 component. I didn't understand the difference between 75-25 and 80-20. Like, I always heard Aros say, like, she doesn't care for 80-20, she just cares for, like, 75-25, and I was like, what is the difference anyway? The difference is in the plying. Oh my gosh, so a lot of hand-dyed yarns that are 80-20 are, like, 2-ply yarns, and 2-ply is not bad. It gives, like, a nice stitch definition and all that, blah, 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 but I prefer 4-ply. Like, 4-ply is just so thin and nice and beautiful. I just really love thin yarns. So 4-ply, 75-25 is like my jam. It has 463 yards for 100 grams. This is 72% kid mohair, 28% silk, and this has 459 yards, and this is a 50-gram skein. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of mohair. Golly. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I could make something out of just this some other time. Like pair it with some white mohair and make like a mohair sweater. I'm getting ahead of myself. This will be the Novice Slipover because I need more slipovers. And speaking of slipovers, the next project that I'm going to do is the Terrazzo Slipover. So these are all PetiteKnit, all of them. Every single one of these whips that I'm talking about. They're all by PetiteKnit. So that one is the Novice Slipover. This one is going to be the Terrazzo Slipover. Oh yeah. This is Knitting for Olive Double Soft Merino. It is discontinued, so if you try to get it, you cannot. Unless like someone else is reselling it or something. And this colorway is called Hazel. Hasselnod.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, when it says knit to 2 stitches after the double stitch, that means I knit 2 stitches after the double stitch, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll knit the double stitch and then 2 stitches after
that,
and then you turn again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's so funny because you're like, so if it says knit 2 stitches after the double stitch, that means I knit 2 stitches after the double stitch, right? Like, yeah.
Some patterns like sometimes have you assuming like you gotta do this.
Yeah.
Really
that's why I was like, this pattern is literally perfect for you. Like, because other patterns don't describe that. Like they don't, I mean, they say knit 2 stitches out. They say knit 2 stitches after the turn or whatever, but you have to know that the turn is the double stitch. So now that you know that the double stitch is the turn, when you read other patterns and are like the turn, you'll be like, what the heck is the turn?
Yeah,
you'll know it's, oh, this is the double stitch. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is Knitting for Olive Double Soft Merino in the color Hazel, and it is 100% merino. And 110 meters per 50 grams. This is 50 grams? Oh. Are they all 50? I didn't know it's 50 grams. What's this one? Oh. Why did I not realize they were 50 grams? Anyway. This is a... Is this worsted weight? If it's 110 meters... 110, 110, that's 220 meters per 100 grams. That's like worsted, right? Heavy DK? I feel like it's worsted. I feel like it's giving me a heavy DK light worsted, but DK is light worsted, so it's like, is it heavy DK? Is it light worsted? Anyway, I'll just say worsted, okay? In that area. And I'm going to do the Terrazzo Slipover. The Terrazzo Slipover calls for a fingering and a mohair, but I don't care. I'm going to use this yarn and that's it. Oh my gosh, the Terrazzo Slipover looks so freaking good. It has like this super huge, ginormous, yes, I'm saying many synonyms, neck, just like the Terrazzo sweater. And then it has this split front and back. Ooh! That's gonna be so pretty and it's gonna be so nice to style. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. But yeah, I'm gonna use this. It's done on 4mm needles, and yeah, I can do this on 4mm needles. That's gonna be cool. So that's my third whip. I mean, future project. My brain is cooked right now, okay? Like, I need to go eat something. But one more, the next project that I'll be doing is something that I never even planned to do, okay? This was not on any radar. I'm not even using my own yarn, okay? It is a project that my younger sister, Malika, aka Mr. Bobbin on here if you want to check out her channel, suggested, because she is looking for the perfect everyday knit all the time sweater. So right now she's doing the Marseille sweater. She loves that construction. And then we saw the Aros sweater, or the Aros sweater by PetiteKnit. It has like a bunch of stripes and stuff, and that construction is nice. I'm not doing stripes. We're not gonna do stripes. We're just doing it plain. But that's the next sweater that she wants to do, and since she's using a yarn that my sister got, she was like, why don't we all just make it? And I'm like, okay. My sister has a light blue. It kind of looks like this, but like a little bluer, like just a little bluer, but it kind of looks exactly like that. And so Malika is using that color, Kahila's using the green, and I'm using the red. Oh my gosh, I freaking love red hair, okay? Like, I think I'll keep red hair for a while. You know, I always say I'm gonna keep a certain hair color for a while. I think red is my color. Like, it just looks so... Okay, I'm sorry. Sidetrack. This is the yarn that I'm going to be using. Okay. It is Sorella yarn. You know what this is, bro? This is freaking Suri alpaca. Ha! I didn't buy this. My sister, Kahila, Crochet with K, she posted her first podcast. You should check her out. The link is down below in the description. Okay, sorry. Promo. Anyway. Suri alpaca. You know how I said this is my first time buying mohair? I bought this. You know, it's mohair. Woohoo. I felt mohair. Suri alpaca. I have not used before. Is it like the brushed silk alpaca from Drops? We shall see. But what the heck? This is beautiful. And it is called Hot Toddy. And this one is 100% Suri alpaca, 437 yards per 100 grams. And this one is 100% superwash merino superwash merino wool, 438 yards for 100 grams. This is fingering weight. This is fingering weight. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This color combination is going to knock my socks off, and I always wear socks, so they will be knocked off. So I'm excited for this, and it's gonna be like, so my sisters have this exact same yarn. Kahila bought it, 4 skeins each. No, 3 skeins of this, 4 skeins of this. It's either, I know there are 4 skeins of this. So there are either 3 or 4 skeins of this, which is a lot. And Malika has the icy blue version. Kahila has a foresty green version, and I have the red version. And we're gonna make the Aros sweater. I don't know how to pronounce that. I honestly don't care to know. Honestly, sorry. And it's gonna be so exciting. I like the way that construction looks in a sweater. Like, I like the way it looks in a sweater, and I'm excited to do it. When am I gonna do it? I don't know. I think Malika's gonna do it like soon, but I'm not, because I don't care to make another sweater right now. The Terrazzo sweater was the last sweater that I planned to do. I just want to work on some summery stuff right now. September, I'm gonna continue my caramel sweater, which is another whip that is just, it has been on ice for so long, for good reason though. But yeah, those are all of my oh, my brain hurts. Those are all of my future projects that will come up. Okay, anyway, I realized that I haven't been doing podcast recommendations. Okay, I think I did it in my first episode, and I was supposed to do it in every episode since, but I didn't write down show notes, so I forgot. But I remembered this time, okay? Now, the first person, these are all podcasters that I found recently on accident. They were suggested to me on my suggestion page on YouTube, and I was like, what's this? Boop, click, and I was like, oh my gosh, I like them. Oh my gosh, I like them. The first person that I found was Pearl Jade. She is from New Zealand, and her podcasts are just so freaking awesome. They're so long and they are so chaotic, okay? Like, she literally just talks about anything that comes to her mind and whatever is around her. And you know, I kind of like that. Even though for me, I'm someone who just needs structure, but I love seeing people who don't care for like something that's super structured. It's just like, hey, listen, I got this, I got that, I got that. It's just refreshing and nice. Pearl Jade, okay? I'll put the @ and links down below so you can find her. The next person is Year of Knit, and she is Teresa from Year of Knit. Did I say Year of Knit? Yeah, and I think she's from the Netherlands. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's the Netherlands. And I recently found her podcast too. She seems so sweet and nice. And I just love seeing people start their podcast. Like, it's just like new podcasts, and just like taking the plunge to actually get on the internet and show everybody their stuff. It's just, it makes me happy to see people coming out of their shell and doing this and entertaining us. And of course, I love all of the people who I have been watching, but it's nice to find new people as well and know that there are other people who are actually out there wanting to share their stuff, and it just makes me happy. I feel like it's just such a nice community, and it's growing, and we should take over YouTube. The next person is Francesca from An Italian Knitter. Oh my gosh, she is so funny to me. She is literally the funniest person ever. Okay, like, I have been cracking up watching her stuff, and it's not like she's telling jokes or anything, or she's like a kiki kaka jokester. No, she's just a funny person. Like, I don't know if she realizes it, but like, she just makes me smile, and it's just like, just cracks me up all the time. I love all of the projects that she makes, and I just love finding new people. It just it puts a smile on my face, and I want more people to start podcasts, okay? Everyone, start a podcast so I can see your stuff and get inspiration, because I love seeing the yarn people use. I love seeing the projects people do, because, you know, I have been making just like one designer's designs, but I love seeing other people make so many other people's designs, you know, other than PetiteKnit, and it's just so great. Or even if it is PetiteKnit, I like seeing the different combinations of yarn people use, and it's just so great, and it makes me so happy. So Pearl Jade, Year of Knit, and An Italian Knitter, go follow them. They're so great. Oh, and I love finding people from different countries, like New Zealand, the Netherlands, Italy. Oh, Francesca is from Italy, by the way. She lives in Italy. And it's just so nice to find people from all parts of the world. Okay, I'm getting so extra here, but literally it makes me so happy. But anyway, find their links down below. I'll link them. They are so great. Subscribe to them. They're awesome. Okay, that is all that I have for this video. I have been speaking for so long, and I need to go and eat something, take a break, edit this video. So I have to sit through me talking for however long this is. I don't even feel like this is an hour long. But honestly, my perception of time is horrendous, so don't count on what I'm saying. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate that you guys come to my channel every single time and support me and share all of your things with me, your projects, your yarns, your thoughts, your ideas. And anyway, my camera's about to turn off, so I'll see you guys next time with another video. Bye!